So, hello everyone. I'm Santosh. Today we have Kaustav Pal with us. So, he had secured All India Rank 10 in IIT JAM Mathematical Statistics 2023. So, first of all, Kaustav, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to the test series of Supremum classes, you and Sati sir. You helped us a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you two for believing us and for joining. And it's a pleasure for us that we can help you. So, we could help you actually. Yeah. So let us start from the beginning. So where are you from and how did you cover your journey till now? So you just explain once. So how was your journey? Where are you born? In which college you studied and all that? Yeah.
So I am from a city named Chandannagar, about 40 kilometers from Kolkata. It's a pretty good city. There's a school here called Sri Aurobindo Vidya Mandir. I started there from class 1 to 12. So after class 2 level, I opted for ISI in graduation. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into there. So I took admission in St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. It's a good college, the prestigious college here, especially
Yes.
the statistics department. If you look at the past 4 or 5 years, the toppers list in JAM, ISI, full of our college students.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned, so I would say Sayantani Sarkar was my classmate in IIT Bombay and she was topper in whole class. So she has highest CGPA in IIT Bombay and she was from St. Xavier's, Kolkata only. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a disciplined college. It develop good students.
Okay, so you are from Chandanpur and you studied.
Chandannagar.
Oh, sorry, Chandannagar. You studied BSc Statistics from St. Xavier, Kolkata. Yes. So, how did you get interested in statistics?
So actually, I was interested in mathematics from my school level. I was pretty expert in the subject too. So I decided कि maths में कुछ करना होगा. And moreover, I was quite afraid of biological sciences. I wasn't good enough also. So at the class 2 level, I decided to take up statistics. My school used to provide the option of statistics in class 2 level. So I also heard that that subject goes hand in hand with mathematics. So I took it up. We didn't have much of statistics at that level. Moreover, it was much of learning by heart type of thing. You have to study and vomit it in the exam, actually. But we were given the basic notions of statistics, what statistics deals with, and other things. So I started growing interest in the subject. Moreover, my school teachers also किया था कि statistics में scopes ज़्यादा अच्छा है as it is a applied subject. So I decided to go for statistics actually.
Okay, so enjoyed statistics during your BSc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Statistics honors.
Statistics honors. So how did you started preparation for IIT JAM? So from the beginning to getting All India rank 10 is a very good rank. So how did you get there from the beginning to this place?
So to be honest, I did not do much special preparation for JAM. I emphasize on 3 things: 1 study, 2 recapitulation, and 3 practice. For the 2.5 years, we get 2.5 years for JAM actually from the starting of BSc. So I studied as usual what our professors taught us. The statistics department of our college is quite good. We are taught statistics in a well manner. And the syllabus structure that our college made also helps in these type of competitive examinations. Like we study linear algebra, real analysis, the probability theory with the statistical inference at the beginning of our course, so that we can brush up the things again and again. That helps a lot. Insight about the topic, some typical insights that helped in those problem solving. Besides that, I had my semester studies. The study pressure in my college is pretty high. We have vivas, continuous assessments in every class. So I didn't have much time to prepare specially for JAM. What I did, I used to, while studying, I always used to keep a pen and paper with me, and I used to jot down everything I am studying. Those things I think I feel that was important, like some properties, some definitions, some important tricks to do some particular problem. I used to jot them down. And when I was done with the basic topics after two years or 1.5 years, what I used to do every night before going to bed. Actually, I am a night owl. I stay awake till deep at night. So every day, every night before going to bed, I used to pick up a random topic. I used to go to my logbook, my note. I open that topic and go through those things I have jotted down once, like the properties and everything. That helped me a lot. Like when I am solving a problem, I that gives me a photographic memory. I can easily memorize what problem, what result to use where. I can easily memorize that. So that was important. That helped me a lot. Moreover, for the final 2 months, that note, that myself made note, helped me a lot for revising and everything. And besides that, what I used to do was to practice. I used to practice 20 to 30 questions per week, weekly. All of them were not from JAM. Some were from JAM, some from ISI or other exams. Some were my semester examination problems. So these keeping touch with the problems, this practicing problems regularly, this also helped me. Uh, I am I am now much habituated to solve problems. I am not afraid of seeing a problem. At the beginning, what happened to me is like I got afraid of the problems, like if I can solve it or not, if I can identify the problem or not. But now it's much in my DNA right now.
Yes.
I can see a problem and can in most cases can identify how to do it. So that's it. And I did this routine till 1 month before the exam. During the last month, I changed my routine a bit. During that time, I focused much more on the recap and the practice part rather than studying, because coming to know new things before exam will make one anxious. कि मैं नहीं जानता हूँ उस result or उस definition, and that is not good before an exam. Becoming anxious is not good. It may lead to a decrease in confidence. So I had practice problems with me, but I thought कि some mock tests देना पड़ेगा. Because that 3 hours practice, 3 hours of constant concentration, holding practice is important.
Yes.
So I came to know about Supremum from my friends. I enrolled in the mock test series of of Supremum classes.
Yes.
But to be honest, I was quite afraid if I will able to solve it well. The first test I took, I was quite anxious. But fortunately, I chose a paper at random, but it was one of the most easiest paper in the series. And I scored pretty well in that paper. That boosted my confidence. So throughout the last month, I brushed up the old topics in the morning, and every evening I took one test, one full 3 hours test. This practice of taking a test every day helped me a lot. At the end, sitting for an exam was much regular task for me. I was quite habituated with that 3 hours for the mamla. Again, this routine changed in the last week. In the last week, I didn't give any more exam because if I couldn't solve a problem, it might again make me anxious, which is not good for exam. So I used to go some easy problems, some problems I solved before. And you or Soshi sir, couldn't remember who, made a collection of questions in the form of Google Forms.
Yeah,
That
actually, we
helped,
had last year
that helped
problems.
me a lot. That helped me a lot. I casually solved them. Those were much easy questions, and solving the questions one after another, it was also quite helpful. So,
Yes. So we have a lot of good collection of questions from different IITs. So different
yeah.
exams. So we have the number of questions people cannot do in 1 year. So at that many questions we have. So yeah, it's nice that we could help you in your test series preparation. But actually, the one who is from good college and as well as he is good in studies, he is confident that he can do it. So it is not required to take coaching for the theory thing. But for the test series, you need, right?
Yeah. That's important. That giving tests are important, more important.
Yeah, because in the coaching, like what we teach the syllabus only, and if you are confident that you know already, that is not required coaching. Yeah. So the next question was this only. So do we need coaching for study, for JAM preparation? Do you think?
Good guide for achieving success, because there's no end to study. You can study forever, but all of the things are not required. You have to know what to study and what not to. Uh, like uh, you have to know the objective of studying. I am studying for JAM. I have to prepare in such a way that it is helpful for me in JAM. So that a good guides a student to what to study and what not to. That's the importance of taking a tuition. Otherwise, if you study on your own, there's a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of online forums, etc. A lot of good books.
Yes.
So that's not much of important of taking coaching. But if you take a coaching from a good teacher, that's obviously an advantage.
Yes. So, if you could not have joined Supreme classes test series, so do you believe you could have got this rank, or still you would have got? So, do you believe that?
So, yeah, I told you I was much afraid of solving problems. I was much afraid of giving exams. And another thing that was much important, many disregards that fact that we have one virtual calculator during exam, and using that calculator is not at all easy and not at all simple. That requires practicing. That using the calculator requires practicing, because many of my friends after the exam they told me that calculator was not much user friendly. We have to click a lot. We have to jot down a lot from the calculator on our scribble pads. So that's a good point to remember कि वो calculator के साथ practice करना पड़ेगा.
Yes.
So I don't think I would have gained this much of success without giving those mock tests. Those are
Mock
really
test.
helpful.
Actually, mock tests help you in decreasing of mistakes. So, like your mistakes you do in mock test will help you in
Yes.
exam to not do that
Yes.
mistake. Yeah. So that's why mock test is required to minimize your mistakes. Otherwise, what people do mistakes in exam. Those who don't do mistakes in mock
Yeah,
test,
and
they
while I
actually
am going to give to take the exam, the main JAM exam, I know कि I have given a lot of exams in the past.
yes,
I know I can do it. I can give exams. That's not a problem for me. That confidence is also quite advantageous.
yes. Okay, so the people who are starting preparation, like an upcoming aspirants, So what will you suggest her? What will you advise, and how will you suggest the strategy, how to start and how to get such a good rank?
Yeah, for the juniors, I was also telling the juniors of my college too. I suggest not to study hard, but study smartly, study wisely. Because I told you that there's no end to study, and everything is not required also. You have to know what to study and what not to. If you go through the topics, you will, and if you go through the previous papers, you will gain an idea कि क्या पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्या नहीं. And for the juniors in first and second year, I will suggest no need to worry from now, no need to panic from now. Just what you are studying now, study it well, because these are the basic concepts. And if you have any gap in these concepts, it will be problematic in the future. You couldn't cope up with the syllabus then. And like I said, every time you sit down to study, keep a pen and paper with you, make your own notes. Those will help you a lot while brushing up the old topics. And making the habit of practicing problems regularly is also important. No need to practice a lot. Uh, there's not enough material to practice a lot, but practice regularly. Because these regular practices ages up our problem solving skills. I like I told, I am now much habituated with solving problems. I don't feel afraid of problems now. And two more things I will suggest is that, one, from the whole day, pick out 30 to 45 minutes for yourself. At that time, do whatever you like apart from study. Like I read a lot of books, I like music, movies, I love football. So that is your time. Don't think of problems, statistics, anything related to studies at that time. Keep the time for yourself, for your recreational purpose. And the other thing is meditate daily. That meditation is very important. Most of us disregards this thing, but meditation increases the level of concentration. In these limited time exams like JAM or other competitive exams, CUET, this type of exams, it's important to keep the concentration for all the 3 hours. All the 3 hours. If you ever lose concentration in the middle, you are gone. That's the end. You will not perform well after that. So study well, practice daily, meditate daily. That's it. That's nothing. And another thing, I faced a mishap during the test. Like this was the case with many test centers. My test center was the Kolkata center, and there in the first floor and sixth floor, there was no link for 2 hours. We started giving our exam after 4:20. The exam was officially from 2 p.m. and we started giving exam from 4:50. Just imagine the level of anxiousness in our mind that time. And we also came to know that the second, third, fourth, fifth wala students, they were giving exam. My friends were having the exam, but I couldn't. So if you ever falls under this type of situations, don't panic, because if you panic, you will not be able to concentrate during the exam, because exam will occur, exam will happen. या 3 घंटे बाद और 4 घंटे बाद एग्जाम होगा ही. So what I did, we were given a scribble pad. I started making some easy problems of my own and solving them. Though I also panicked at the end, started panicking at the end. But I must say, don't panic, keep calm. If you can't keep calm in the exam hall, go out of the exam hall, go to the toilet, stand there, no one will bother you. Please don't get anxious. That may affect your exam. That will affect your exam. Not me. That will affect you. That's it.
So, did you solve previous year papers of IIT JAM?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That helped a lot. Actually, but I must say, in the last 2 or 3 years, solving previous year questions gives the confidence कि वो IIT का official question है and I can solve those problems. That's pretty much important. But if you see the past 3 to 4 years or 5 years, there's not much of similarity between those questions and this year question. I think the same will happen for the next year too, because now in the past what used to happen, some of the typical IIT, some of the known IITs used to set the question. Now the less known IITs like this year IIT Guwahati or the other IITs, IIT Tirupati, these IITs, they are not much experienced in making questions. So you can't expect a good question, a student friendly question from those institutes, but those IITs. But solving previous year questions is pretty important because those are official questions. Those questions have come sometime in the exam. So they are much more important also, other than the other mock test papers, and the other questions.
So in the whole year, how many times, if I ask you in the whole year, 1 year preparation, I suppose you did preparation for JAM 1 year or whatever journey you have. So in the whole journey of JAM, so how many times did you solve the previous year papers? If I say you 1 year paper, so 2020, so how many times did you solve? Yeah.
So like my routine was ki when I can't solve problems, I used to go to the previous year paper because I know I have solved them. If I try to solve them again, I will definitely solve them.
Yes.
And solving problems gives a relief in heart. Like, yeah, I can solve them. And in the last 7 days, I only did the past years only.
Yes.
The past year questions.
Okay.
So practicing the same question again and again is important. And if it's past question, then it's obviously important.
Okay, so you were solving again the last 7 days. You just solved previous year papers.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the question is now. So what are you also trying for ISI Mathstats?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so have you solved previous year paper of that?
Yes, sir. That examination is pretty different from JAM because here the skill lies in quick solving the question and there the skill lies in analytical solving of the question. तो ISI का एग्जाम थोड़ा अलग है जैम से and yeah, I have been solving previous year questions only because there's a lot of materials for jam, but for ISI you will not get much of a material, much of the questions. Some typical books there are for some topics that may help, but for MStat, there's not much of study material. I mean questions to solve.
So what are list of books you followed? So list of books you want?
Yeah. There's a book we call it Black Book. It's by Mood and Greville. That's a good book. That's a good book that is over a wide variety of topics like random variables, basic probabilities. For probability, there's a book by Sheldon and Ross. That's good book. For linear algebra, I followed the book by Hadley. It's written in a pretty high level. It's pretty high level book, but it will help in analytical thinking of linear algebra because linear algebra is kind of imaginary kind of thing. We have to imagine a lot while solving problems on linear algebra. That analytical thinking, it helps a lot, that Hadley. For real analysis, there's a famous book by Bartley and Sherbert.
Yes.
It's good for ISI too. ISI, those kind of problems coming ISI too. For inference, the book by Rohatgi and Saleh is important. Is good book. So that's it. I think I covered all the topics.
So did you study Gupta Kapoor, Fundamental of Mathematical Statistics? Did you follow?
Yeah. Those books were secondary for me. Like, we have a book in Kolkata, very famous, Gungupta Dasgupta, a book by Gungupta Dasgupta, that we have to consult a lot for our semester studies, for the basic statistics, basic learning of statistics. That's a good book. Actually, that those two authors, Gun Gupta and Das Gupta, they were professors in our college only at one time in our department. So that book is quite famous in our college in Kolkata. It's very famous in Kolkata.
Yes, it's outside Kolkata also. So people also used to. Okay, so these are the list of books you suggested, and how many hours you study per day if you collect out of 24 hours?
Sir, that depends from person to person. For hours of study, like, from my childhood, I was quite lazy. I used to do a lot of things apart from studies, and I noticed from my childhood I didn't have to study for long. I didn't have to study too much. But this may not be the case for everyone. As I told you, I didn't study not specially for JAM, not much specially for JAM. So hours of study, 6 to 7 hours of study is enough for a student of our standard. 6 to 7 hours of study.
So you are in third year only, or
yeah.
So you are current student. Okay, so 6 to 7 hours with your college, or including college or excluding college hours?
Including no, sir. That's not actually. My college is about 2 hours away from my hometown. So I couldn't study much during the day. But I used to study during the evening and at night. And moreover, what was a bit advantageous for us, we were the COVID batch of students. We spent 2 years of college life from our home. So there was a lot of study time during the lockdown and that. So we had got a lot of time to study, and during our semester exams, I have to give much more importance to my semester studies and take down the other preparations, jam based preparations. So 6 or 7 hours of study is quite sufficient for student.
Okay. So we are coming to the end. So we have 10 more minutes. So what we can do? So anything else you want to share with the aspirants? In the end, you use social media, so Instagram, Facebook, these things?
Sir, I have a Facebook account, but I am not much into social media. I am much into sports. Every afternoon I used to go to play with my friends. Not much into social media.
So what is your future plan? So after where will you join? IIT Bombay or IIT Kanpur?
So I am taking IIT Bombay as my first choice here because I think I am pretty much interested in the applied statistics, and then I will get into a job for 5 to 6 years, like everyone does, and then I may go for my PhD. And if I get into ISI, I will do my PhD now. I will do my PhD after 2 years.
So after MStats, people do, people go for the.
Actually,
Hmm.
In the ASI course, what I have heard from my seniors is for PhD, some work experience is maybe helpful.
Yes.
So after doing job for, moreover, I am the only I am the only child of my parents,
Oh.
and if I do PhD, maybe I will go to some foreign country, to America or in Europe, and they don't like that their only child will move
Oh.
abroad.
God, yeah.
So that's also a thing to bother of. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, whatever you will do good because you are sincere and smart. So okay, so we are coming to the end of this, and what more I can ask? So I have already asked pretty many questions. Yeah, so at the end, I will again ask the same thing. So, what will you give the tips to the next batch? Then we'll end up this meeting. So, tips to the next batch, yeah, or next
Yeah.
aspirant.
So yeah, I told a lot about studying, how to study. Let's talk a bit about other things. Always keep faith in yourself. Don't think negative of yourself, and don't think ki, you can't do anything. Obviously, you can do it. You are studying statistics. You have studied a subject for 3 years. You have known the subject for 3 years. So why are you afraid of that? No need of thinking negative about yourself. You will definitely do it. And there's IITs and ISIs are not the ultimate thing. There's a lot of courses now in India, like DU, BHU. There's a lot of institutes, and those are pretty good institutes. You will have a good future if you study from those institutes. So never think ki, if I can't get into IIT, if I can't get into ISI, what will I do in future? You have chosen a subject which is of great importance in today's world. uh, I read this fact in an article. The number of statisticians that are produced every year in India is much less than the demand of statistician in our country. So
Yes.
just think, this subject will give you everything. You you have to just love the subject. You have to give time to the subject. It will definitely return you back. And keep faith in yourself, and always believe. I told you to meditate. During meditation, always think you will fulfill your dream one day. You will definitely go to the top, and you will definitely be successful. You can. Everyone can. So that's it, sir.
Yeah, so I will say thank you, Kaustav, for
Yes, sir.
joining. And you seems very confident and nice talking you. So you have good communication skill also. So like you conveyed everything clearly. So yeah, thank you so much for joining this meeting and for joining Supremum also.
So thank
So
you,
yeah, thank you.
and Sushi sir too, for guiding us. It was quite helpful.
Yeah, thank you so much. So all the best for your future.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.